3 men is back.
Oh, okay, Jay, boys, do it again. Oh my gosh, the red got messed up. This is a 5 out of freaking 5.
It is beat making time.
Next week is E3 week. My album comes out next week.
I have delivered something is true, something but oh, look at that, my God.
This is your boy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dashy True Inferno. Back at it with another Call of Duty Black Ops 7 commentary video gameplay for you guys. Now, y'all see the title of the video, y'all see the thumbnail, so y'all know what I'm talking about. But before we get to this video, I got to explain some things. So, y'all probably noticed that I've been going for a good minute and prior to last week's video, and you're probably wondering what happened. Why did I take another break and stuff like that, whatever the case may be. So, a lot has happened, personally. So, shortly after I got back from my Japan-Chicago trip, I injured my back to the point where I needed to see a chiropractor for like, what? I think 4 straight weeks or something along those lines. Like, it was bad. My back was really, really bad. But it's good. It's good. I want to say it's 100%. I want to say it's 95% good. That's where I'm at right now. So, and the thing about it is, while I was in the middle of recovering, so like, it was looking good in terms of the recovery, and then I got the news that my father died. So, that happened, and I was like, going to make a return because my back was starting to feel better, but then I found out that my father passed. So I'm like, you know what, let's not rush into returning until, you know, the funeral happened, and then we can go from there. So, the funeral happened not this past Saturday, but Saturday prior. And I already had a video. The crazy thing is, prior to me messing up my back, I had a video ready to go. I just never released it because I didn't feel like releasing that video. So that video was released last week. That video was recorded before I severely injured my back and obviously before my father passed. So last week was my return when I released that video. That video was like, what, over a month old? So this one right here is actually a new video that I'm recording. It's like, what, July the 21st. So, obviously, this news broke about, what, 3-4 weeks ago, whatever the case may be. So, that's what happened. That's right. And this ain't me just taking time off from this channel. No, I took a break from content. I took a break from live streaming on the Purple website. I took a break from my Pokemon Go channel. I took a break from my Critical Guru channel. That's going to be returning this week as well. I took a break from content as a whole, but now I'm back. We're going to get back into it. So, with that out the way, let's get on with the meat of this video, and that is this. Sony will no longer be making physical games starting in January 2028. So here's an actual article from Sony on their blog.playstation.com website. So this was released on July the 1st. So this was like 21 days ago to be exact, whatever. So check this out. In response to shifting trends in consumer preference, new games will be released on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only. So, check this out. This is from Sid Shuman, who is the senior director at Sony Interactive Entertainment Content Communications. So, how much? This is like a 3-paragraph thing right here. So, check this out. As consumer preferences in the broader entertainment industry continue to shift away from physical discs to digital, physical game disc production for all new games releasing on PlayStation consoles will be discontinuing starting on January 2028. Following this date, new games will be available on PlayStation stores and at retailers in digital formats only. This transition has no impact on games that are already released or will be releasing prior to January 2028 in disc format. This is a natural direction for Sony Interactive Entertainment to adapt to consumer trends as the general preference for digital media significantly outpaces physical discs. This transition will enable us to align more closely with how most of our community prefers to access and play games today. We'll continue to prioritize our resources to drive innovation and how players can how players can access games and provide choices as to where players prefer to purchase new games, whether that's at retailers or PlayStation Store. We remain committed to delivering a world-class gaming experience to our fans, and we thank you for your continued support. Now, so here's the thing. Do I want them to stop making physical games? Hell no. No. Do I still buy physical games? Yes. So when it comes to Sony games, when it comes to Xbox games, yeah, I prefer a physical copy of those games. But when it comes to the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2, I'll be honest, I will straight up get them digitally, mostly. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite in saying I don't buy digital games. I don't buy my games. No, because that's not true. I do buy my games digitally. So we're not going to be a hypocrite. We're not going to lie and say that, or I'm not going to do that and say I don't do that. I can't speak for everybody else because there are some people out there who will only get physical games. Now, let's talk about the good and the bad of going all digital or just going with digital, period. So it's best to have the choice of digital and physical, but when it comes to digital, it's the simple if a game coming out at midnight, you don't have to wake up like on a Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, wherever, or not wake up, but be up at midnight to go out and get a game, come back home, put in your console and wait for it to download. With digital, you just pre-order it and then it's already downloaded into your system at that exact time. And when midnight comes, it's either ready to go or as soon as midnight comes, it's just downloaded and then boom. You don't have to go out in the weather. You don't have to go out in the cold, anything like that or anything. And by the time you wake up, it's ready to go. If you have to work or if you come home from work, boom, it's ready to go. So there are some good in terms of getting the game digitally, but at the same time, there's some bad because, and here's the prime example. Matter of fact, I talked about this one before, but this happened again. Sony, I don't remember what the full details were, but I know for a fact they did indeed remove digital movies from PlayStation accounts rather, due to licensing issues. They did it again. This is the second time this happened, where they had to remove movies from PlayStation digital libraries. And the worst part is, they did not give out refunds. So, again, this is the second time they've done that. And if they're able to do that, if they're willing to do that for movies, good and damn well, they're going to do that with your games. And that is the biggest concern with going all digital. Because now we wonder, if we buy a game, do we truly own the game? Not only to the point where you get the game and then you can modify however you want, and then you re-release it to the general public, stuff like that. No, that's not how that works. We talking about if you buy a game, it's yours to keep. You can play it, you can sell it to a friend, let your friend borrow it, stuff like that. That's the good thing about physical. With physical, you have so many options in terms of what you can do with that game. Digital, once you get the game, that's it. You just play it. And if you're done, you delete it. You put it in another hard drive as a backup, something like that. That's it. You can't trade it. You can't let your friend borrow it. You can't sell it unless you give your friend your account, which I wouldn't recommend anybody to do. But you're stuck with it. So, but again, the problem here is owning the game. Now we're at a point where it's like, can we play this game 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, on our systems? Because if something was to happen, or if PlayStation and Sony just out the blue feel like doing it, they can just remove the game from your library and say, yeah, we felt like we moved the game from your library and you're not getting a refund. And now we're in a scenario where it's like, well, what's the point of buying the game then? Yeah, at this point, you might well say we're renting the game. But the problem with that is they still charging full price as if we're owning the game. That's the problem here. So because of what's been going on with the movies, there needs to be regulation in terms of digital products. In the case of once you buy it, you should be able to own it no matter what licensing issues may exist in the future, whatever the case may be, because it truly do make no sense to buy something at full price thinking you own the game only for it to be taken away. Now, has happened to a degree? Yes. You remember the Crew? The Crew 2? I forgot who owned the Crew, but they closed down the servers. And the Crew is an online only game. So once those servers were closed down, guess what? You can't play the Crew. You can't play it anymore. So now it's like, if you pay 60 bucks, if you pay 60 bucks for that game, and 10 years later you can't play it anymore, and there's no refunds given out, then it's like, what the heck? So, and that's the biggest concern right here. So there needs to be some sort of regulation, and if memory serves it correctly, Sony is already facing some lawsuits, and that's going to be a good topic for another video. They are already facing some lawsuits, and it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. But the bottom line is this: is there anything we can do about it? I sincerely doubt it. I sincerely doubt it. The only thing I can think of is you set an example. That's the only thing. You got to set an example. You got to make them take note that, yo, we're concerned about this all digital crap. And how you do that? With Grand Theft Auto 6. I want to see who got some pride. I want to see, and pause, by the way, who got the balls to say, no, we're not getting Grand Theft Auto 6. Because Grand Theft Auto 6, that's digital only. There would be no physical disc or version of that game. So now it's like, yo, set an example. Like, we do not want to go into a all digital world where we're not even sure if we truly own these games now. Where we don't want you 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, just take them away and not give us a refund. So we need to set an example. I don't know if it's going to work or not. I sincerely doubt it's not going to force them to bring physical back, but it's going to force them to take note that, yo, wait a minute, they have a problem with this. And look what they're doing to the biggest release in a decade in Grand Theft Auto 6. The sales numbers aren't there because they sending a message. You got to speak with your wallets. That is the one thing that I've been saying for years, going back to the 2K days. Like, what, 2K20, 2K21? Since then, like, you got to speak with your wallet instead of just sucking these companies' dicks and just paying whatever they want you to pay. Like, you got to prove that you have some balls and say, no, we not standing for this shit. So an example needs to be set, and I can't think of a bigger example than Grand Theft Auto 6. I sincerely doubt people would go for it, but I'll be honest, I didn't pre-order that game. As much as I'm looking forward to that game, as much as I want to play that game in terms of the online story mode, I could care less. But the online version stuff, yeah, I'm down for that. But at this moment in time, that is not a bigger priority than the fact that physical media is going away when it comes to gaming. So, bottom line is this: we need an example set to make the likes of Sony take notes and say, okay, we need to do something to put them at ease. So, and my suggestion is to straight up set an example with Grand Theft Auto 6. Do not get that game. It's not going anywhere. So, set the example with Grand Theft Auto 6. And I'm going to call it a wrap now. So, with all that said, y'all know who this is. This is boy New J Gatsby, aka New Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.